Great to have you with us. Now, in our first story, the minority in Parliament is asking government not to go ahead with plans to introduce new taxes announced by the Finance Minister during Monday's presentation of the mid-year budget review. Government, while abolishing the luxury vehicle tax, proposed a 90 pesewa per gallon tax on petrol and diesel, as well as the increment of communication service tax from 6 to 9%. But at a news conference by the minority Tuesday morning, former Deputy Power Minister and MP for Yape Kuso, John Jinapo, said if government fails to rescind its decision, the minority will use all legitimate means available to force them to.
An amount of more than 5 billion. In 2019, they project to get more than 6 billion cedis. So where is the justification for this increment? This is the luckiest government, a government that has gotten so much revenue and yet has very little to show for the revenue it has gotten. I maintain that until the MPP administration account for the 900 million cedis, that cannot be accounted for from the Energy Sector Levies Act. There is no justification for any increment. They should account for that money, tell us where that money is, before they even think of increasing any levies. I want to end by making it clear that, look, in this country we must be principled. You cannot be against energy sector levies 2 years ago and all of a sudden be a proponent and a lover for the energy sector levies today. You, the media, should hold us accountable. President Mahama was described as a devil. He was described as insensitive. The Energy Sector Levies Act was described as obnoxious. It was described as unwanted and a nuisance tax. And they promised that they would scrap it immediately upon assumption of office. Today, not only are they enjoying from it, they have mismanaged it, and worst of all, they are seeking to hike the increment. You go and reduce electricity tariffs by 16%, and come to the back door and increase ESLA levies by more than 21%. This is like Adongo said, stealing from my front pocket. When I catch you, you go to the back pocket and claim that that is not stealing. Whether you steal from the front pocket or the back pocket, it is still stealing. Thank you.
That is called Adongonomics.
Speaking at the same event, the minority spokesperson on finance, Kezela Tuforsen, warned of a return to the IMF for a bailout. The government does not change its course. Now, we need to have a strategy that halts the growth of the debts in the energy sector. Tough decisions have to be taken. Poor decisions have to cease. That's the caution from energy think tank Africa Center for Energy Policy. Executive Director for ASEP, Ben Boache, has this morning been reacting to government's measures for the energy sector. He was speaking on the Super Morning Show.
I think for the energy sector, it is difficult at this point to really push for raising more money because the tariff has already gone up. So to raise more money, then it means you have to get the public to pay more. Okay. But what is crucial at this point is for us to have a strategy that actually freezes the debt accumulation, stop us from accumulating more debt.
Okay.
If you are paying $100 million a month for energy sector challenges, that is not sustainable. So how do you deal with that to ensure that you can halt the growth of the debt in the energy sector, and then the ESLA then becomes relevant in dealing with the outstanding debt? It's what we really have to do. So tough decisions have to be taken. Which power plants we have to cancel immediately to see if you have to pay a consequence of $100 million. It's better than paying $1 billion in 5-6 years, down the line. So those are the decisions that are required. But most importantly also, poor decisions have to cease. Because we are still taking decisions that are creating more debt. For example, the minister talks about excess gas supply. What we know that our own gas, we are not able to consume our own gas, and yet plans are afoot to import gas through LNG, which is estimated to cost over $800 million every year if it becomes excess supply. So how do we stop some of these decisions from maturing? It's the key problem we have right now. Ensure that there's transparency in procurement of fuel. In the power sector, fuel is quite significant. If you have a power plant consuming about $4 million in 2 days, and you are not transparent about how you procure it. If you add a cent on each even barrel, that is significant, in accumulating more debt for the power sector. So transparency across the board is important, which is not happening at this point. And we need to improve those to ensure that we are not adding more to the debt. That is the only way out. Because if we don't find a way around, debt accumulation, the ESLA may have to even go up further, to ensure that we're able to repay. Because $100 million a month is just not sustainable. You have signed up to take-or-pay gas commitments. So you are going to be paying whether you need the power or not. You're going to be paying whether you need the gas or not. So that's why I'm saying that you have to have a way to stop that. I mean, the tariff at this point doesn't encourage that speedy rate of entry into the industrial sector. Because if industry is paying about 25 cents per kilowatt hour, you are competing with tariffs in China and in the rest of the world around 6-7 cents for industry. So it's even would be cheaper for you to send your pineapples to China, put them into boxes and bring them back in, and still be cheaper than what you produce in Ghana. So those are the fundamentals that we have to check. And we have proposed that even for electricity, for businesses, you don't need to put VAT on it. You could take the VAT, bring the tariff down, so that people will be encouraged to produce.
Also on the Super Morning Show was Chief Executive of the Ghana Chamber for Telecommunications, Ken Ashigbe, who says government should reconsider the increase in communication service tax, as there are other ways to generate revenue without burdening Ghanaians with more taxes. Ken Ashigbe says his outfit will meet government to discuss these measures.
This is the first time since I joined the chamber that we've had any major tax conversation where we've not had a tax dialogue, we've not had these conversations. So we do not think that the CST is the best way of funding this. But we are open and we hope that we'll be able to engage the ministry to be able to look at other ways in which we would be able to generate a lot more taxes. We say that a large percentage of us are really not paying the taxes that we ought to pay, and it would take a lot more innovation. It will take a lot more, rethinking the way we do our things to be able to let this happen. But for an industry that already pays 40%, back to government in forms of taxes, regulatory fees and all of that, increasing the incidence of tax on it itself really is not in the interest of the country. And we hope that we'll be able to sit with the policymakers and the regulators to really be able to look at that to see how do we ensure that we can increase Ghana's revenue growth envelope, so that we will be able to fund the things that we do. And not only that, would we also be able to cut out a lot of the waste, cut out a lot of the inefficiency when it comes to generating this revenue. And definitely if we are able to push the government people to government payment, go digital, definitely that is going to increase the cash that comes to the government.
We take some more reactions to the media review of the 2019 budget, and some vehicle owners have welcomed government's decision to scrap the luxury vehicle tax. The levy introduced in 2018 targeted owners of vehicles with engine capacities of 3 liters and above. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta in the media budget review on Monday announced that government had taken into consideration petitions and sentiments from the general public in its decision to scrap the levy. Roland Walker was as the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA, to speak to some vehicle owners.
President Papa and he says that it's because Nanado is a listening president. Over the period, the last 6 months, when the tax or the levy had been introduced, a lot of frustrations that were expressed and agitations, of course. We saw a massive protest, and subsequently, he feels that he's a listening president, and as a result of that, he's done something about it. But if we have to go forward, not a tax, not among form pay,
Nakasni bia I old in Intino. Omutua, no musu. Inte ma amafo as a son. as a son, private to commercial.
Sir.
Man, yes, I don't know, man, but I'm on Benyana, son or more penono. But not Sira, not my friend in you. But Abasa say, me a day, 1 year, because I never know Mutuano to me in Tria. And then my almost a son of call commercial ma a price in the bed less mammono. A ham as a sea, and not and waiting to know, or more year who demonstration can crabby, but appeal too much. Son and none so as I saw a man who don't know. Or many semono anyway were put out. Am I and where ye saw bed enough for be also intimidated saying an idea, or chairman for Sufre, sir.
And he says that Nanado is a listening president, of course. He's repeated that several times. But the point he's trying to make is that there had been more agitations related to that, because people, vehicles such as these, would want to come and renew the roadworthy. Now they could come and do that renewal without any sort of trepidation or apprehension. But Sisiana ye tax ne free hono. Or here Nyama Kosing. I say a month for Baba.
Yes, a month for the sea, a month for Kuma Batomi, and one mom coin a commissioner, it deserves say. As some we are in private, you know. One person back to in the same position, not cano, I look now this fine back.
And so is with the belief that many vehicle owners will come, those who fall in that category of owning so-called luxury vehicles will come and undertake more roadworthy registration or renewals.
Away from the media review, some residents living around Mamobi Polyclinic are accusing government of unfairly demolishing their structures. They say government gave them only 2 days to pack out of the area, a situation that has left many of them homeless. Excavators were seen in the early hours of Tuesday pulling down buildings, though residents say some monies were paid to the assemblyman who had earlier assured them the demolition exercise will be postponed. Nancy Emefa Dradosi has been speaking to some residents and a member of the Traditional Council who says the council will take the MCE and government to court.
So we're currently standing behind the Mamobi Polyclinic, and as you can see from the visuals around you are buildings and structures that have been pulled down by the municipal assembly, we understand. Well, we are yet to actually speak to the MC because we understand that he left here a while ago. We've been trying to reach him and we've been unsuccessful. But all you see here are people who have lost their property running into thousands of Ghana cedis. Well, they say that the land belongs to them. We cannot actually confirm that, but I've been joined by a member of the stool for this area. What's the name? What's your name again?
Ni Abose Gideon. I'm a member of the Mamobi stool as well as the Osu stool. And we are saying this land belongs to the Osu stool or the Adokwewe family because government acquired this land from us. That's on the 9th of July, 1963. Now you can see that 56 years down the land has not been used for market. It has been rather be sold to individuals. So the family wrote a petition to Lands Commission to surrender the land to the family. So upon the thought...
Now a two-bedroom and I say
Pacho
na a single room and I say a shop and I operating.
Me pacho me dem na a timber and hall. Me dem na timber and hall.
Now the bay na mama will notice ne say two every I say.
Me pacho Thursday no. Me da Thursday ni de me ton emu wo kwan ho anwa mu wo kwan ho. Anti Thursday ni me da ha na me ti se okronfo aba ho. Ana o ma take ha se. O mu twitwa pictures. Ana o mu ponte. Ana ma soro pie. Me soro pie no me kura me so ma mbisa. Ana ma akodun so edwale no so wa ha se edwale ni ana ma akodun so na me sa abadae ade tie ye frare ana mo ba ka se o mo maye man Sunday say yantum firi ha
nti o mo ka che onde na wo ta asem bia
de bi mi de me ambisa asam bia asama me bisa ase me se nti 5 days na amodi 2 ya no 5 days 4 days na amodi 2 ya no 4 days na edi 2 ni pa nka mama ye 1 month kura nka yebetima ade atu ho
nti si a wonyama a we ye free wo dan ebubu na we hefa
menema no esi abonti mi ni bebia me di menema abako Me ni bebia me di me nema ko me nema nyina ba me pin kura anko dem me nema ni nyina se abonte
Enti wo wonkola na nkwana na
me
wote.
wonkola
Ahe.
me pacho me wonkola 4
Na omo we he.
omo nie omo jijina ha se
Si a wo gina say ufri a wo ko.
kura me pacho me ni bebia me ko disa me ma da ha me ni bebia me ba ko disa ma da school na anim ho me ni bebia me ba ko be me ni nda so wo bebia me ni bebia me ba ko.
Now, Obabet na say no. Were you told say the land na AFOB and I say, well, also you na be see that.
Oh, and you say you saw na see them ne. You ko he mama bi pay farm ahen phone mo. Omo no mo ma ye kwansi yan bobo ansa na ya bobo. And you say you saw ya na ye betena ho.
All right. Also for saying.
Pacho your friend Samira.
Okay, so Samira is one of the residents who have just lost her properties. Now she tells me that she acquired this land by going to the landowners, there's two, and they actually gave her the land, and so she does not understand why the building was taken from her. She says she has 4 children that she lived in this particular structure that has been brought down, and as we speak, she has moved her things outside. They have no idea. She has no idea where exactly she's going to be living. But I want to speak to some more of this. But also, I say, Anna. Oh, that's your wife.
Yeah.
So what are you going to be doing?
We don't have any place to go, sister. That's another I'm speaking to. We don't have any place to go. I'm standing it, sister.
What time did they start this demolition exercise?
This morning.
At what time?
Around 4 something. 3 something. 3 something.
And you were inside, or you heard the noise?
I hear the noise outside. This is my room.
Yeah.
This is my room. So I hear the noise outside there. Then I stood up. When I stood up, I went outside, rode to this side, and saw them. And come on, told my wife that they are here. So please, you have to quick, fast. Already yesterday we packed our things, some. So I don't know how to say, sister.
So what is the plan? Why are you taking your wife and your children? I
have 3 children. How am I going to take care of them? If my wife leave me right now and go to some place, if my wife leave me right now and go to some place, and a man took him, how can I even say, sister? I don't have anything to say.
So what do you have to tell government that's watching?
We need his help. Even so, they told us it was, I think it was Saturday or when they came and wrote our names here, that they sent it to the office that maybe they'll compensate us a money that maybe 2 years for a rent. Sister, I'm telling you the true fact. I'm telling you the true fact. Nothing. So you just quick me from your the land belongs to government. Have you seen? The land belongs to government. I didn't say that the land is not belong to government. Are you getting me? So my problem is that if the land belongs to government, oh, you have to come and sit with us and say that, oh, please, the land belongs to government, so we want to put to quick. In these days, I'm telling you, if I'm lying and I go to the sea to take me.
Live on Joy News today with me, Daniel Dazi. This just came in. Anakwa High Court has dismissed an application filed by lawyers for NDC National Chairman Samuel Ofosu Ampofo seeking to put his trial on hold. Justice Samuel Osiedu ruled that the application is without merit as it raises no exceptional circumstances meriting a halt of trial. Mr. Ampofo's lawyers had earlier filed an application urging the courts to strike out the charge of assault leveled against him. The court dismissed that application. His lawyers are currently seeking to overturn this decision at the Court of Appeal. Lead counsel Tony Litha asked that the court halts proceedings pending the determination of the appeal. State prosecutors, however, opposed the application, insisting nothing barred the court from proceeding with the trial since the Court of Appeal had not granted any such requests. Justice Asiedu dismissed the application, adjourning the case to October 17 for the state to call its first witness. You're live on Joy News today and expect more on that story in later bulletins. To the eastern region now, where Ochehene Osajifo Amwetia Oforipening has rejected government's community mining initiative instituted by the Interministerial Committee on Mining, IMCIM, as an alternative to illegal mining, casting doubt over adherence to best practices and responsible mining when the initiative is finally rolled out. The Achim Ebuakwa overlord suggested government rather commit its resources to the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative. He made the suggestion when the Land and Natural Resources Minister Kweku Asumacheme paid a courtesy call on him at Chibi in the eastern region.
The visit of the Lands and Natural Resources Minister forms part of a 5-day field visit to mining communities in the region. Government made a strong case against illegal mining, looking at its devastating effects on lands, water bodies and forests in general, and therefore placed a ban on the practice to enable the government find a better and lasting solution to its effects. The community concept, born a few months ago, is a replacement and a relief to the many youth who hitherto became redundant due to the ban on illegal small-scale mining. The Ochehene, welcoming the minister to his palace, said the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative was more sustainable and has the potential of raking in more money for the country than mining, which he says has contributed little to the economy.
The policy not Akufo-Addo done any so kese. Planting for food and jobs. Rearing for food and jobs. A idea is shame crying. Prior to the previous government program for youth in mining, we started telling him for so Obi for 10 acres. Na Nikubias Unya Coco. This is way back by 12 years. Tafonia and Fobi started on your it was going well. And I'm gonna say by any see. Because near Cosedu Sako de kind. Planting cocoa between 3-4 years, it was not attractive. The Galamsin by no one know planting cocoa in Ejai. If you want to know the reason why Kufon, you told me do 1 million tons and Neakoformna. That is the reason. Not to put you guys out of business, but and let's do it in a better way. What can I say? That's incidental. Do we have to mine everything? And then when our children, 100 years from now, no better technology, better resources, better mind, better environment, the gold will be gone. Now, we need to look at this thing critically. It's not an attack on your policy. It is a suggestion that I make. I feel passionately about this. We know we are here to try to recklessly. I hear say a dry leaf energy, a host to carbon dioxide. The bark of the tree, under dead water. The plants are in raw come from that. We are cutting them without even knowing the life-saving features they may hold. Any question?
Now, the Bongo District Assembly has handed over a newly built community-based health planning services CHIPS compound and a new 15-bed maternity block to 2 communities in the area to help improve healthcare delivery. The 2 facilities located at Sanabisi and Namo communities respectively were built with funds from the District Assembly's Common Fund and the District Development Facility. Here's a report by Joy News Upper East correspondent Albert Sorry.
The community-based health planning and services or CHIPS compound located at the Sanabisi community comes with a staff bungalow and a mechanized water system. It is valued at 226,000 Ghana cedis and was built with funds from the Bongo District Assembly's 2018 share of the District Assembly's Common Fund. Assembly member for the area, Veronica Ania, said, until now, community members of Sanabisi had to trek long distances to other areas in order to get access to health care.
You have to move to another electoral area around the market side. It's very far. And then you have to go to Kavre. And if it's the rainy season, there is a small river around there. Before you cross, it's not easy, unless otherwise it doesn't rain easy. So it means that if you are sick or if you are in labor, you either resort to walk from that far distance to the one in Aukabisi electoral area, or when you are lucky and it hasn't rained, then you cross to Kavre for your child welfare service, your A&C service, and then other medical services you may need from the healthcare givers. This is actually a CHIPS compound. At least they may not be able to handle complicated issues, but at least walking to a health facility where the healthcare giver can give you the opportunity, like can help you move to the next level for help. People used to either will not go because they don't have means, or they will deliver in the house.
The Bongo District Assembly has also handed over a new 15-bed maternity block built at Namo to improve access to maternal health care in the area. The maternity block, valued at 130,000 Ghana cedis, was funded by the District Development Facility. The health official in charge of the Namo Health Center, Sadia Alimatu Adamu, said the new block will help ease the frequent congestion often seen at the old maternity block.
We have a consulting room with maternity block of 2 beds, and the congestion there, when women come to deliver, at times you have to deliver, you are forced to discharge the client before their time, because at a go 4 or 5 people can come, and the space there is not much to contain them. And so with this congestion, we appeal to the District Assembly through the District Health Directorate, and with the help of the District Health Directorate, now we have gotten a new building to help us deliver quality care to our clients.
District Chief Executive for Bongo, Peter Ayembesa, reiterated government's commitment to improving the health sector and called on the Ghana Health Services to put the new facilities to good use.
Within the 4 years, we expect to do not less than 12 to 16 in the year. And fortunately, Northern Development Authority has given us some guidelines to propose projects for them. And health is very dear to our heart. So we are going to sink a lot of the resources into health, so that at least our people can have good health and live long and perform their normal activities.
From the Bongo district of the Upper East region, Albert Sori, reporting for Joy News.
Time now for business here in Joy News today. My name is Daniel Dazi. And coming up in the bulletin, World Bank selects KNUST College of Engineering to mentor Gambia's Technical Training Institute. Emmanuel Awajiriafi is the man with the details after this.